team, I hope you're all well. I was going to do an autumn TBR that would run, obviously just a random TBR for the months of September, October, November, and then I saw a sort of semi-readathon. It's like a bingo board readathon for autumn basically. So it's called Fall Into Reading Challenge and it's hosted by Tia and All the Books. I will leave a link to Tia's YouTube channel and Instagram down below so you can go and check her out. But she's also got co-hosts of Literary Labours, Rainy Days Reads and Cozy Reader Kelly. So I'm really excited about this. It's from the 1st of September through till the 30th of November, and basically I was already going to do the TBR anyway, so this just kind of solidifies it and gives me prompts and stuff. So there are 2 boards, one of them has 15 prompts and one of them has 24, so obviously I went for the board that's got 24 because of who I am as a person. And then I just have a couple honourable mentions as well that I couldn't fit on the bingo board. So very quickly, let's just go through them. I'll try not to explain these books too much, but if they are part of a series and I'm already part way through it, I'm not explaining them because it's just a lot. So the first prompt is a YA book, so I'm going to go for I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. I know you're supposed to be picking fall books and this looks very summery, but I will read it early on if I can. I really want to read this and I haven't had a chance to pick it up during the summer. So this is following a young girl who wants to go to a dance school. Her mum says no. She makes the decision to drive 200 miles across the country and go to an audition anyway, but she ends up picking up a friend along the way and his dog, and I think a romance ensues, and I'm really excited about it. So that's what I'm picking for that one. Then you need to pick a book with orange, yellow or gold on the cover. So I'm going for Empire of Gold. It's got relatively all of those colours on it and it says the word gold. So this is the third in the Dave About trilogy by S.A. Chakraborty. The first being The City of Brass, the second being The Kingdom of Copper, I forgot then, and this being the third one, The Empire of Gold. And this is a high fantasy series following a young girl called Nahri and a prince called Ali, and there is lots of magic, there are jinn, there is a lot going on in here, and I really enjoy the series. I gave the first one 4 stars, the second one 4.5, and I'm predicting 5 for this one, so I'm looking forward to continuing on with this series. Then you need to pick a book by a beloved author. So one of the most beloved authors around the booktube community is of course Sarah J Maas, so I will be going for Queen of Shadows, which is the next in the series that I'm up to. I actually haven't finished Hair of Fire at this point of doing this video, but Queen of Shadows will be the next in the series, so I've put it on here. This is following Selena Sardothian, who is the king's assassin, and there is a lot going down in this. Again, high fantasy. Recommend picking it up. It's very, very good. The next one is to pick a fantasy, so I have gone for Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I was sent this by my friend Nicole, so thank you so much Nicole for sending me this one. I really appreciate it. So excited to finally get to this one as well. I think this came from my birthday. Yeah, it did. Came from my birthday in December, so I've been holding on to this one for around the you know, autumn and October vibes so that I can read it then, and I'm so excited to pick this one up. This is set in a store a little bit like IKEA, and this book is set out a bit like an IKEA magazine, so there are bits of furniture, and basically there have been strange goings on in the store, and in the morning things have been moved, things are broken, and the staff are wondering what's going on, so a select few of the staff decide to camp in the store and it appears it would be haunted. Very excited. This is down as a horror, comedy horror / paranormal fantasy, so that's why I've picked it for the fantasy prompt, but I cannot wait to pick this one up. Next is a mystery, so I'm going for The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I've heard incredible things about this one. I'm obsessed with this cover. This is following 2 different timelines, I believe, and it's following a young girl whose aunt used to work, so her aunt used to work in a motel. Carly's aunt Viv used to work in a motel and she mysteriously disappeared before the sundown, before she was born. So Carly is trying to investigate what happened. The timelines are 1982 and 2017, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Definitely a mystery vibe going on, and I've heard great things about it. Next is an author of colour, so I am going for Tahira Mafi with Restore Me. This is the next book that I'm up to, book 4 in the Shatter Me series. This is following Juliet, who, if you touch her you will die. She has these powers that mean that she can kill people on touch. She has no control over it, so she tends to keep gloves on and try and not touch people. There is a boy called Warner, a boy called Adam. There is a re-establishment which is run by Warner's dad. Warner is kind of like the face of the re-establishment. These are the bad guys, you know, they control people and things like that. And then there is a resistance as well, and lots of stuff going on. This is a dystopian. I love it. These covers are gorgeous. I'm not usually an eye person. I like to look at somebody's eyes if they've got really nice eyes, but if you start playing with them or they're up too close, I don't really like them. But these covers are just gorgeous. I don't know what that piece of information was for, but yeah, I'm excited about that one. Next is a graphic novel, so I am picking up Mooncakes by Wendy Zhu and Suzanne Walker. I got an e-arc of this in 2018, I think it was, before it came out, and I loved it, but I haven't been able to read a physical copy yet. So it took me ages to get hold of this, and now I've got it. I want to read it, and I think this is I keep getting my hair stuck in the book. This is the perfect time to do so, so I'm very excited about picking this one up. This is following, will it tell me, a teen witch called Nova, and she has seen a white wolf in the woods and discovers her childhood crush, werewolf Tam, battling a horse demon. There is lots of magic going on in here. It's queer and I'm just living for it. It's so good. Also, Nova lives with her grandmas or her aunts, I can't remember, and they're just the cutest humans. I'm obsessed with them. The illustrations in here are gorgeous as well. So yeah, very excited about rereading this one. I think it's perfect for, you know, autumnal Halloween vibes. Next is a supernatural book, so I am going for The Diviners by Libba Bray. I am so excited about picking this one up. I have tried to read this before, but I just wasn't in the right mindset. Obviously, you can tell I've tabbed it up for reading it previously, but I'm really looking forward to this one. This is set in the 1920s, 1926 New York, and we're following Evie, who's been exiled from her boring hometown and shipped off to New York City. She has to live with her uncle Will and his unhealthy obsession with the occult. Evie worries he'll discover her darkest secret, a supernatural power that has only brought her trouble so far. But when the police call Will to a crime scene of a murdered girl branded with a cryptic symbol, Evie realises her gift could help catch a serial killer. I am very excited about this one. Then you need to pick a book that takes place in fall. That is not an easy thing to sort of find, you know, so I'm going to go for a reread of Pumpkinheads by Faith Erin Hicks and Rainbow Rowell. I knew that I was going to reread this. I bought this last year and read it during October last year, but I knew I was going to reread this. This is probably going to come like a yearly thing where I reread it every year, and there's only a few certain books that I will do that with, but this is one of them, so I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously it's set in fall. We're following two friends who work in a pumpkin patch. One of them has a crush on the other, but she's got a crush on him, but he's got a crush on someone else that works at the pumpkin patch. She is bisexual, and it's just them following them for the last night of being at the pumpkin patch before they go away to college. So really excited to pick that one back up again. Next, you need to pick a non-fiction. I am going to go for Science-ish by Rick Edwards and Dr. Michael Brooks. I read Hollywood Wants to Kill You earlier on this year, or late last year. Late last year I think it was. It took me fucking age to get through this because I kept putting it down, which was a bad idea. So I want to read Science-ish, which is the first in the series, and actually they have a podcast based around this as well. So this is the peculiar sciences behind the movies. So basically we follow a movie and the peculiar sciences behind it. So I'm not sure how many movies that we follow. 10. So we follow The Martian, Jurassic Park, Interstellar, Planet of the Apes, Back to the Future, 28 Days Later, The Matrix, Gattaca, Ex Machina and Alien. There's only one of those I haven't seen, which is Gattaca, so maybe I should watch that before I read this. But I just really enjoy this book. These two basically discuss the goings on of the books. They give you really important facts and really good information, and then they make jokes about it, and I really just here for it. Like, you have little conversations between Rick and Michael, and it's just a good time, and I really enjoyed the first one, so I really want to go into this one. Thought it would be perfect for like non-fiction. Then The next one is to read a book published before 2020. I have sort of taken this and run with it and picked a book that is published well before 2020. This was published in 1813. We're going to go for Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think that autumn is the perfect time to be reading classics. I have only ever read A Christmas Carol. I have read the graphic novel for To Kill a Mockingbird, and I've read Hulls, and that's it. That's as far as my classics go. Does Sherlock Holmes count? Because I've read some of those as well. But that's it. I've not read any other classics. So I want to read some more, and I think autumn's the perfect time to do so. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to stick this one on here. Very excited to pick this one up finally. Next is to pick a sci-fi. So I'm going to go for Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. Oh, my bookmark's still in here. Oh, I wondered where that bookmark was. I got 185 pages into this at the beginning of the year, in January, and then put the book down because I went in a slump and I haven't picked it back up. So I didn't want to ruin the rest of the book by reading it during a slump, so I've just put it down. I've not picked it back up. So I'm going to start again. Even though I remember what happened, I am going to start again. I gave Skyward 5 out of 5 stars, so I can't wait to pick this one up. I was wondering where this bookmark was. It's Mbot. So yeah, very excited to continue on with this series. Next is a standalone, so I'm going for The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I believe this is enemies to lovers, and it's an office romance. Other than that, I don't know a great deal about it, but I've heard incredible things and I really want to pick this up. I've been meaning to pick it up all summer, just not had the chance, so I've pushed it into autumn, because why the hell not? Then we've got a diverse character, so I'm going to go for Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Riviere. I believe that this is about Juliet, who is battling in her head with whether or not to tell a Puerto Rican family that she's gay, and she's worried about whether or not they will still accept her, and it's her going through the motions of all of that and coming to terms with who she is as a person and whether or not to tell the people around her who she is. So looking forward to that one. The cover is obviously gorgeous as well. Next is a book published in 2020, so I am going for A Court of Miracles, because The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. This is an arc. Obviously I did not get a chance to pick it up before it came out, and I'm devastated about it because apparently this is freaking fantastic. So I'm very excited about finally picking this one up. This is about a city that is a dark and lawless place, and these people are their children. I don't know a great deal about this, to be perfectly honest, but I've heard incredible things, so I am here for it. And we get a prompt for a classic, so I'm going to go for Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I watched the movie for this just before lockdown and it was fantastic. I've never read this story before, so I didn't know anything about it going in, but I freaking loved the movie. I thought it was great, so I'm really excited about reading this one. I really love this edition as well. The cover is gorgeous, and I love that the writing inside is not too small, because that's usually an issue that I have with classics. The writing in the book is very, very small, so I'm very excited to pick this one up. I cannot wait to get to it. Next is a contemporary, so I'm going for Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, another contemporary romance that I meant to get through sort of throughout summer and I just haven't done. This is following Pepper, who is swim team captain, chronic overachiever and all-round perfectionist. Family might be falling apart, but their massive fast food chain is booming. She uses the Twitter account, that's why. Then there is Jack, class clown and constant thorn in Pepper's side. When he isn't trying to duck out of his obscenely popular twin's shadow, he's busy working in his family's deli. And I think there is a Twitter wall that goes on, and then a romance ensues. Enemies to lovers again, I assume. So very, very excited about this one. Looking forward to it. I believe there are like texts and tweets and stuff in here. Well, they're not like in bubbles or anything, but sort of shown like this. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Then a book with leaves on the cover, so I'm going for Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This has got all the leaves on the cover. This is all the autumnal vibes, and I'm so here for it. This is a book in the Shadowhunter series. It's the latest one actually, and I'm very, very excited to pick this one up. This is following the children of the characters from the Infernal Devices. I'm not sure which characters because I haven't finished the series yet. I still need to finish Clockwork Prince and then read Clockwork Princess, so I need to get my book moving on that one. But I am supposed to be buddy reading this with my friends Tilly and Mickey at the beginning of September, so you know, need to get Shufty on. Then the next one is to read a thriller or a horror. I've ended up picking 2 books for this because I just couldn't not leave one of these out. So the first book is The Lost Boy by Christina Henry. It's a Peter Pan retelling, but we're actually following Hook. And it's a horror and very, very dark, and this is done in such a way it turns the fairy tale on its head, and apparently Peter lies. So we're going to get this from the viewpoint of Captain Hook. And the other one is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. So I am looking forward to this one as well. I've heard incredible things. Apparently this is following a girl, and Abby and Gretchen, they've been best friends since 4th grade, but after an evening of skinny dipping goes disastrously wrong, Gretchen begins to act different, and I believe there's an exorcism involved. She might have the devil in her or some shit, I don't know, but this is like a proper 80s, you know, nostalgia exorcism type book, and I'm so here for it. Cody read this last year, I think, and she absolutely loved it, and I've definitely seen this elsewhere as well. Maybe Kayla, but I might be wrong about that. I can't remember who else I've seen reading this, but last year this was a popular book, so yeah, looking forward to that one. Then a romance, I'm going for Let's Talk About Love by Claire Can. This is following Alice, who is asexual. She tells her girlfriend that she's coming out as asexual, and her girlfriend dumps her, and she swears off dating from this point on, but then she meets a new boy at work, and romance ensues, I assume. This cover is gorgeous and I'm so here for it, very excited. Next is a middle grade, so I'm going to finally pick up Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I believe this has got like all the mythology, Greek myths and all that lot, so I'm very excited about this one. Heard incredible things about this series. I don't know why I haven't why I haven't picked this up before. I have the whole series, but I'm really, really excited to finally do so, and I think autumn's the perfect time. Next is a sequel, so I'm going for The Silver Queen by Josie Jaffrey. This is the second book in the Sovereign series. This is a vampire, an adult vampire series, and I'm very excited about continuing on with this series. I've been meaning to do so for a while, and if I finish this and I still have chance to do so and fit it in, I would like to get to The Blood Prince as well, which is the 3rd in the series. Don't physically own it, I have it on my Kindle, but yeah, very excited to pick this one up. This is signed as well by Josie, so thanks to Josie for signing that one. And then the final prompt is a new to you author, so I've decided to go for From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I haven't read anything from her before, but I do have quite a few of her books on my wish list. This is a chunky book, but I'm really excited about it. I don't know a great deal about this one. I actually thought this was about vampires, but it appears not. I've just been reading the back. So this is following Poppy, and her life has never been her own. The life of a maiden is solitary. She wants to be part of a war that's going on. There are gods and mortals, a fallen kingdom. I'm not sure what's going on here. There is a fantasy. I don't know anything about it, and the back doesn't really tell you much, so I thought this was to do with vampires. That's probably not the case by the looks of things, but I'm very, very excited about it, so yeah, looking forward to that one as well. And then very quick honourable mentions to this little stack of books as well. I have The Bearing the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I'd really love to get through this entire series if I enjoy the first book, like during autumn this year. Actually, to be fair, I could push this through into winter as well. This feels like a proper autumn going into winter vibe type series, so I'm very excited about this one. This is Russian folklore, I believe, like retelling, and there's a young girl called Vasya who's been hearing of these folklore stories and things like that, but she can actually see ghosts and she knows something bad's on its way. Then I have Winterwood by Shea Earnshaw. I've heard incredible things about this one. Also, this cover is gorgeous. This may even get pushed into my winter TBR, I'm not sure. If people like this video, I may do a similar thing for my winter TBR, we'll see. Don't know a great deal about this one. There is a dark wood that people are warded to stay away from. It's cursed and magical, rumoured to be a witch. Only Nora Walker knows the truth. She and the Walker women before her have always shared a special connection with the woods, and it's this special connection that leaves Nora to Oliver Huntsman, the same boy who disappeared from the camp of wayward boys a few weeks ago, and in the middle of the worst snowstorm in years. He should be dead, but here he is alive and left in the woods with no memory of time he's been missing. So sounds really, really good. looking forward to that. I would really like to reread Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. I read this last year for the first time and I kind of really enjoyed it. This is following a teenage Wiccan called Mila and her best friend Riley, and when her best friend Riley and the mean girls June and Dayton die under suspicious circumstances, Mila refuses to give up and she ends up bringing them back from the dead to find out exactly what happened. And I just really enjoyed this last year. It was a lot of fun, so I kind of really want to reread it again this year, because why the hell not? It's perfect for autumn, for Halloween, so why not? Then I've got Red Hood by Eleanor K. Arnold, and this is an ARC version of this. I did a swap with one of my friends on Instagram for this. Sorry, I got really distracted by the heart on my bracelet. It was sort of making, never mind. Got really distracted. This is a Red Riding Hood retelling, I believe, and I am here for it. And then finally, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I would really like to start this series. I did read Stranger Dreamer. I read the duology, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. I tried my way through it because everybody really kind of hyped it up. I think I gave it 3 stars overall, the series. So yeah, I want to kind of jump into this one because I've heard incredible things and I want to see what it's all about. So I think this would be the perfect time to do so. Have the biggest stack of books in front of me and then just surrounding me in general. So that's my autumn TBR / fall into reading challenge. And yeah, very excited to read all of these books actually. I am so here for fall. I am so ready for autumn. I've been ready for autumn for about 2 or 3 months now. I don't think lockdown's been helping, so yeah, ready and waiting. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you've got any recommendations for me based on these books. I would love to hear about them. Also, if you have any other recommendations for me based on the prompts as well, for example, books set in fall. I don't know many books that are set in fall, so I would really love to hear about those. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like down below if you have. I would really appreciate it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I would really appreciate it. Bye for now.